the call, it's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share. It's the lion's share.
Welcome back. Welcome into the lion's share, or maybe after today, the Pistons share, because it is tough. Andrew's pointing out the Pistons banner above his head. We may have to shift this podcast to a Pistons podcast after what we saw today. We were just talking off air. How do you even start an episode like this? Like, we've seen a lot of ways for Detroit to lose football games, and yet we still find ways to check new boxes that we didn't even know existed off the list.
It's crazy. Just added to the list. I like how, it's a touchdown, but, offensive foul. Can't review it. See you guys later. I got to get out of here before somebody kills me. And it was that quick.
What was that?
It was something else.
Well, I don't understand why he started the comment with it was a touchdown. And you can't tell me, oh boy, I don't want to get too fired up here, but I might. You can't tell me, remember what the whole conversation we had after the Kansas City Chiefs game about did New York buzz in, did they not? The refs said they didn't. Came out to be later on that they did. They told Dan that they did. You can't tell me in that, my God, what was that 2-minute conversation that they had there? You can't tell me New York wasn't buzzing in on that.
Oh boy, they had their finger all over this trigger. Their fingerprints are all over it. Realistically, though, at the end of the day, we have lost games like this. It's Dan Campbell not kicking field goals. I mean, NFC Championship, kick some field goals, we would have been in a Super Bowl. That would have been pretty cool, huh? Wish those days were back. Now we're on the outside looking in.
Not even in a playoff team right now.
Not even a playoff team. How pathetic. Not even the upper half of your division. How pathetic. I don't know. How much more doom and gloom could we get?
That was my next question to you, is going to be, man, do you feel a little numb to it at this point?
I honestly, Ben, I think we've had this thought in the back of our head that nobody really wants to verbalize, nobody wants to come to terms with it, that this team probably wasn't a playoff team. You can see it on the field. The product isn't a playoff caliber product. And it's just hard to come to that realization right now. I might cry a little tonight.
Yeah, it's always hard in the 4 o'clock window, too, to start right after the game ends. We had to take a little minute there just to recover, because I told you just before we started rolling, I blacked out. And I'm not joking. No, not alcohol. Shout out to Tito's the Hat. I might have to start drinking again, or take up drinking again after the performance that I saw today from all facets of the Lions and the referees, of course. And but yeah, I just had to recover from text messages, everything that was coming through. I've never seen an ending quite like that. When they went down 2 scores late, I didn't give up fully, but I was like, it's probably over. Then they clawed their way all the way back just to lose on that. And for any of those people out there that might be new to the Lion Share, first of all, hello. And click like, follow, rate, comment, subscribe. Tommy, what is there anything else? That's everything? Okay, that's everything. So thanks for being here. But if you're new here, we're not going to just sit here and blame the refs, because if Mitch were here, Mitch is the 3rd member. Currently, we're running with him on the DL right now. Hope you're feeling better, Mitch. But he would probably say it's loser talk to talk about the refs, which is true. They should not have even been in this position. To quote him, I think he called them bums. Bums get what bums deserve, something like that. And he's right. They should have never been in the position that they were against this Pittsburgh Steelers team that is nothing to write home about. And you should have handled business at home in Ford Field, which is arguably one of the best home field advantage, or should be one of the biggest home field advantages. So all that with a grain of salt, recency bias. We had a lot more we could have talked about this game. However, the way it ended, you just have to start with that. But I'll get off my soapbox and pass it back to you here in a minute, Papa B. But it just felt like, to me, symbolic, emblematic, whatever word you want to coin there for it. That just felt like this is how this season has been. Get that close. Oh wait, just kidding. and they've been hit with everything this year. And I'm not sitting here to make excuses but they've had a ton of injuries. They've had a cycled out offensive line. Mitch, if he were here, would mention that Ragnow cursed this team by retiring after the draft, really set them up for failure when they may have drafted positions differently had they known Ragnow was going to retire. But yeah, I'm talking a lot of words to just say emblematic of the way the season has been. Situationally, every coin flip has gone the opposite way of the Lions this season. It's been a really unlucky season, but it's none other to blame than themselves because the details have not been sharp.
I mean, what did you say that I can't already say? To go back to the bum comment that Mitchell likes to make, do you think his bum is getting what it deserves right now?
Boy, I didn't know you were going to go that low, Blow. That's still a little too soon, my friend.
I go below the belt at all hours, and I'm sure he's going to retaliate with something heavy, and I got to hide this double chin or else you never know where it's going to go with the Baxter clan.
Shout out to the YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, like, honestly, though, like, shouldn't have been in that position whatsoever to get a turnover, lead it straight into a safety. I mean, like, nothing went right. Like, that's just this game, but you're right. Like, every bad side of the coin you could have turned out this season. The Lions are probably there. And hey, now we get to look forward to the draft. We're one of those teams. How about it? We'll get your draft talk episode out to you here, I'm sure, at some point.
Sooner than we thought.
It's, oh God, it's just, this is so pathetic, and this is the way to go out. It's just tough.
It is tough, especially because, of course, every team has adversity, injuries, calls that don't go their way, bounces that don't go their way. But when you put the word grit all around the stadium, all around the locker rooms, you wear the shirt, salty, anti-fragile, it comes up a little soft when you have a season like this that had so much adversity, and to be 8-7 coming out of it. Granted, they have a lot of reasons why they have 7 losses, and they're not all to blame for themselves, but just comes up a little short. Feels like it comes up short to me when you hang your hat on the word grit and you just don't really show it. I mean, they didn't seem like the energy has been an issue under Dan Campbell, but more so this season for sure. And it just didn't seem like until the very, very end, like the energy was there again today.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird too, right? Like last year and the year before, that was kind of the thing is teams don't want to play the Lions. They play hard, they hit hard. Everybody rallies to a tackle. They hit so hard that their own players hurt each other. Like that was what was happening in the last couple seasons. And there was always the Lions like layover curse, right? Like teams were slower the next week. Guys were popping up on the injury report more often after playing the Lions. And just didn't have that a lot. I mean, there was flashes of that this season. Wasn't there for a lot of these games, though.
No, consistency, not a term that we would use to describe the 2025 Detroit Lions. Consistency, unsharp on the details, non-complimentary football all season. You just thought it would eventually iron itself out, and never did. It was evident again today. I say it in my halftime capsule, which will air in a minute, but defense comes out pretty strong today. And granted, Steelers offense, nothing crazy about them. They do put up a lot of points, though, have in the last couple weeks, certainly, and certainly have the weapons to do so. So thought the defense came out pretty strong. They had the energy. They had the momentum. They gave up a score before half that they probably shouldn't have, but all in all, defense under Calvin Shepard looked pretty good. Past couple weeks, it has not been the case. They've given up 500 yards plus to several teams, 400 plus to almost every team the last couple weeks. And the offense, especially running the ball, it all started there. Their inability to run the ball sets the tone. But, it's just all season. Oh, the defense is playing pretty well today. Oh, the offense is playing pretty well today. But the defense has given up 300 yards. in the first half. Now the offense has decided to start scoring some points. Now the defense is going to start giving up points, or vice versa. Oh, defense is now getting some stops. Now the offense can't even get a first down. That's just what it's been all season. I don't understand it, and maybe I'm off base on that. Maybe I'm just in the moment emotional. But it just seems like that was the case, and that's what I would put in my exit interview for this Lions season is they never got all phases together. They had moments, but they really struggled to get it all together. And I don't understand it because the inconsistency just blows my mind.
Well, I think that leads into probably my biggest question mark that I'll put in the exit interview if we're doing exit interviews here this week already before the close of the season. It kind of goes hand in hand with that, right? Like the inconsistency is due to playing with a fifth string safety today. Like, what is going on in the training staff? How is there this many seasons with so many players depleted? And this is the year where it doesn't even seem, like I said, they're playing as hard, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So we're still having these issues. What's going on in training, or excuse me, in practice with the training staff? Are we not stretching? I hate to be the dad of the group here. Are we doing the arm circles? Are we doing knees to chest? Are we doing all these things before we practice, or are we just doing wind sprints as soon as we enter the building?
Maybe we should start the show with little plyos, just to motivate the team. What do you think about that?
This guy gets it. Sit and be sit used to be a thing, folks.
You're right. Should come back. Should be making a comeback. It's probably everything comes around and comes back. So it's probably about time for that to come back. But all great things. You are exactly right, my friend. I think Mitch would echo those comments if he were here.
High-level analysis.
We'll throw out HLA in there as well. Thanks, Tommy. Speaking of Mitch, he said, fought through the flu to watch this garbage. So I guess he's being public with what he's doing, going through. I didn't know if we were naming it. Another season plagued by injuries, echoing what you said. He wants change in the offseason, echoing what you said. Kirby going on IR after all of this is an embarrassment. I agree. Kirby ended up missing 10 games at this point, plus a couple more to end of the season, 12 games in total. Or 11. Get rid of the blueberries. Everyone is sick of them. And it's funny because I saw they were going to rep the blueberries on like Thursday or Friday. They announced that. And I was like, I should send this to the guys. And I was like, no, I'm not going to get Mitch fired up this soon. It's too soon to get him fired up. So he wants the blueberries gone.
Is that why you wore the blueberry sweater? Oh, wait, no, I guess it got some color on the arm. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Shout out to the Lady Lion for this present from last year. This is great. It's comfy. It's hoodie season officially. It's December. So no, that's not the reason why, but it was the only thing that I had available and clean because got a lot of packing going on right now for the travels.
Oh yeah. What's give the shareholders a little BTS. When are we hitting the skies?
Boy, I didn't know you were going to dox me, right?
Oh, you've been doxed. Like what's the tail number?
It's definitely got sprung for the private jet this year. So feeling pretty good about that. Kind of paying out the money that we assume we're going to win on the Powerball on Monday.
Good choice.
Yep. Nobody won again, by the way.
Gotta get back in that thing.
Absolutely. Bought the tickets today. You can't win if you don't play. So got to do it.
Yes, sir.
1-800-GAMBLER. So back to your point about the injuries though. Last season, ton of injuries as well. Still finished the year 15-2. But the schedule last year was way easier than the schedule they had this season. And we all thought coming into this season that, the schedule was going to be tough, right? We knew that they weren't going to win 15 games. We all predicted 12. It should have been right there, I think, in our forecast. I remember back to some conversations, I think a question that I posed to you guys early on, training camp, preseason time was, what was your biggest question mark coming into the season? Was it the schedule? Was it the new offensive lineman, or was it the two new coordinators? And we all kind of had a discussion, and I think we landed on the offensive line. And I mean, obviously, we had our question marks about the offensive and defensive coordinators, new Calvin Shepard and Johnny Moe. And I certainly had my questions about Johnny Moe, which that didn't look like that's going to pan out. But I guess all that to say is we knew that there were going to be these challenges. We just thought a Dan Campbell-led team would be more equipped, I guess, to handle this bump in the road this season with the more difficult strength of schedule, new offensive line. We had a lot of faith in Hank Fraley, which and there's no shots at Hank Fraley. I think he's an amazing offensive line coach. But what did they say at the top of the broadcast? Their 8th different version of the starting lineup for the offensive line today. And plus, talk to you guys about it. They start the game with Agukan at center, and then they move to Nice, and then they bring in Frazier, only to go back to Agukan later in the game. So, I mean, it's kind of tough to bring or build consistency and chemistry when you're shuffling in that many guys throughout the season, but let alone this game too.
Do you think Goff should take the golf carts back?
The golf carts or the golf carts?
I honestly, I've had trouble saying it since I've seen that post. Let's just refer to them as the golf carts. Should he revoke them?
Perhaps maybe Panay and Taylor Decker and Tate can keep theirs.
Okay, I was thinking Glasgow should probably get his too.
I don't know.
Manu, you better be selling that thing. There's no way you need it. Give it back. Sell it to charity.
Had pretty high hopes with Mahogany coming back today too, and that didn't really pan out either.
Don't mention that name around Mufasa. Excuse me, Mufasa.
Yeah. Whoa, Tommy, bleep that. Jeez, you're giving out my tail numbers on my flights, and now you're giving out. Well, I won't say what that was. Tommy's gonna bleep that. He will. But yes, shout out to the YouTube for the visuals and Spotify video. Subscribe, like, comment. Oh, you can comment like Tracy did. So shout out to Tracy for hitting those comments. A lot of people don't know you can hit us in the comments on Spotify. Spotify, you can comment now. That's been a feature for a little while now. So shareholders, what better time than now to voice how you're feeling? Don't have to send in an audio clip. Just text us down below if you're listening on Spotify or if you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube. We know who you are. Go ahead and comment. What do you think about this season? Like, did it go... I imagine most people are going to put this in the camp of below expectations season. But what do we surmise from this season, and what do you think about next year? And I know it's too soon to start thinking about next year, but technically, Lions not eliminated from the playoffs yet. They could still win their last 2, and Green Bay could lose their last 2. But
put your hurt in words.
Yeah, it's not anything you want to talk about. They knew what they needed to do, and they didn't do it. And that's what's really tough about this is you couldn't win a game that you had to win at home in your own stadium on your own terms against a team that nobody's really afraid of in the Steelers, who came in 8-6, but probably worse than what their record indicates at 8-6. I would have said the Lions were better than 8-6, better than their record indicated coming into this one. However, I don't know after today. It's just been letdown after letdown this whole season and just been so close. Like, they've been putting up the yards on offense, putting up the points. The defense has showed some good signs under Calvin Shepard, all to just be 8-7 right now.
Yeah, this is really this offseason is gonna show what Brad Holmes can do, because he's the build to the draft man. I think he's the all-time GM build to the draft, but at this point you have to go out and get a couple cornerbacks. It looks like you have to get at least a safety, and you have to get some offensive line to fill holes. And you can't just get them all through the draft. Some of this has to be done through free agency, and it has to be aggressively done through free agency. Enough of sitting there with, like, being being top 5 highest capital, sitting there. I get that we're paying our own guys through the draft. I get it, but at this point, CBS is running hit pieces on the window closing. At some point, we got to do something about it, right?
The window is closing. I mean, no, make no mistake. That's not fake news by any means. The window is certainly closing, but it's not closed. But it is. There's going to be some names that are on the back of those jerseys right now that aren't going to be here next season. Alex Anzalone probably not coming back, so maybe throw a linebacker in free agency on that list as well. Of course, you're building around Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, so you have your pieces there. And Malcolm Rodriguez, throw his name out there as well. Trevor Nowaski, but you might need another piece in there. I don't know if Rodrigo's an all down every snap kind of guy. So yeah, I mean, Brian Branch and Kirby going to be coming off of injuries, whether they bring back Brian or not. We'll see. Kirby Joe, who knows? We might not have him ever again. His knee just seems like it's going to be something that lingers for the rest of his career at this point. So yeah, it's tough. There's going to be some new names and new faces out there. And well, do you think this puts the pressure on him to be more aggressive? You mentioned that you think he needs to do it aggressively. You think this is the time that it actually happens? Ooh, Mitch. Where's Mitch when you need him? Mute monster.
Yeah, because I mean, I haven't watched the post game, but I can only imagine Dan's gonna say something like, "This is on me. I gotta have the guys ready, and they weren't ready, and now we gotta turn around. And good news is we're still available. We're still in this, but we gotta turn around and win this one on Christmas Day, and that's all we're looking forward to right now. We're gonna get in on Monday and watch the tape, but what we're looking forward to is Christmas Day at this point, and it's like." That's just not enough. So, yeah, at some point, the fans are going to get fed up, and I love Dan. I don't want to see him go. But, I mean, you see a season more of this, and then the following season after that, and you're going to have some hungry fans asking some dangerous questions of Dan.
Absolutely. You know how short the leash is in the NFL, and it seemingly over the years has gotten shorter and shorter. Time's a ticking, and he can always hang his hat on that 15-2 season that they had last year among all the injuries. You want to see a sad face? Go look at the YouTube in the Spotify video right now. Winston is taking the loss hard as well because today was tough. But I think you perfectly summed up what Dan said. I'm pulling up the press conference right now. Actually, just came on about 2 minutes ago. It's got to be one of his shortest, if I'm seeing this correctly. Did he only do a 2-minute press conference?
Was it just tears? And he's like, I just can't do it. And he walks off.
It's a bad look when Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator from this team, leaves and then seemingly, getting choked up here, seemingly is about to take his team to the top of the NFC North in one quick season. One fell swoop. It almost feels like not a passing of a torch because I don't think it's there yet, but I don't know. That fear does creep into my mind about Ben Johnson running this conference and not looking back.
He saved Ryan Poles' career, that's for sure.
Sure did. Do you want to listen to Dan? Dan's a little 2-minute here live.
Yeah, no doubter. Especially if he's that short. He's in and out.
While we're killing time, I should hide the chat here because who knows? There could be terrible things.
There.
All right, how do I? Tell me if you hear it.
At the podium, we've got a few answers from him on his team's Week 16 loss.
Your level, if you're disappointed, it looked like the Steelers pushed you guys around a bit. They ran the ball better, stopped the run, physical. Is that what stings you?
I can't argue with that. I mean, the ground game says it. I mean, they're rushing now. They rushed it. They had a lot more carries, and some of that was, our defense was on the field for a while, and when you're able to convert, stay on the field a while, then you can kind of bounce from run to run to run to, play pass to. It just opens your offense up, and that's what they're able to do. And they can, You know, you run a play, you get the look. You run a play, you get the look. You run the opposite of that and see how they respond, and then you get a look. And we weren't able to do it, and they were. And yeah, I mean, I can't. They got after us. I mean, they rushed for over 200 yards, and only 15 for us.
Did you see it? And
I didn't see it. I couldn't even see it. Man, I was looking at the protection and golf, and then I saw the catch, and that was
decision to pitch the ball to Goff. I mean, regardless of what
yeah, it was a headsy play, man. And he wasn't down, and just to stay alive for the last play, man. I mean, that's what Saint is. He's a freaking smart, instinctive player. One more shot. We thought.
Call a few plays earlier where Tesla was called for OPI on the St. Brown touchdown.
Just that they said it was, you know, that it was OPI. He ran into the defensive back or whoever it was, which there's nothing you can do. They see what they see, and I didn't see that one either, so I have no idea.
Analyzing, dissecting this game, do you regret not kicking a field goal early in the game?
No.
How much, of the substitutions that you have to make, so many on the offensive line and the defensive backfield, there seemed to be some confusion.
There's some audio issues there.
Supposed to go and all that. Does that just take a toll when you
from the Lions there?
You're doing your lineup every week and having to teach guys kind of on the floor.
Covering up the field goal question.
I know. What's up with that? Well, it seems like maybe that's why they cut away.
I was just going to say, you have your 2-minute answer here.
Oh, there you go.
Guys, your prior success has put you at the top of the power ranking.
We're done with it.
Yeah, because it looks like they never went back to him. Yeah, I wanted to hear more on that. I mean, we heard that what he responded with. No. No word response to the field goal. I was curious to know what he said after that, but I guess we'll have to catch that at another time. I mean, it's neither here nor there at this point, but like I texted you guys and what, like you said at the top, like the 49ers game, and I was telling you guys as they were driving there, just got past midfield with under a minute left. I said they could be setting up for a field goal right now to win the game. And yet
it's a totally different story. Like the narrative is going to be they're putting the line out on the field, you know, this is the field goal line. This is where they got to get to have a chance for Bates to kick this field goal. And then you get into the 10-yard line and you're going, okay, well, now you're just going for style points. You get an opportunity to score a touchdown. If not, fourth and goal, you call a timeout or you spike it and you kick a field goal and you walk off. And the Steelers might have a chance to block it. That's going to be the storyline, but easy peasy, wash your hands of it. Lions escape with a win, and that's the storyline. Here we are, Lions losers. Go home. Can't review it. Get out of here.
Can't review it. Can't play the. It's not a situation where you get an untimed down. What a wild play, and what a wild flip into the end zone that Goff had. It was that play was drunk. I think is the best way to that whole sequence was drunk. I think that's the best way to sum it up.
The cherry on top is that on Monday or Tuesday, we're going to find out that Goff has some hip pain, hip discomfort, and he's not going to play the rest of the season.
Why not? Just put it. Who cares at this point, right? Give us. I don't even know who the backup is. What do we always call him?
Baby. It's Kyle
Comfortably Kyle.
Yep,
I was trying to remember Comfortably Kyle. Oh my God, yeah. Oh man. You know, Dan said one of the questions was asking about the run game. Pittsburgh ran for 230 yards. Haven't even looked at the box score yet, by the way. 231. Lions, 15. 15 yards rushing. David Montgomery with 14 of those. Gibbs, 2. 2 yards. 7 carries for 2 yards. And I think that's that's like the most upsetting thing about this is, yeah, you're going to have some trouble running the ball. You're going to have some trouble passing the ball. You're going to have troubles on offense and defense in every game, right? But the extremes, like this 15 yards rushing from a team that put up so many yards rushing last year is comparable to the Lions defense giving up 500 yards. It's so extreme. When it's bad, it's so bad with this team. That's all.
Sorry, I think I just had a Kill Bill moment where I was like having like the red flashing scene. I was literally just like flashing back to the Aaron Rodgers interview after the game and just I don't even like hear the words in particular. It's just the with the red going and I want to bash his face in.
Yep. I'm right there with you. I'll provide backup on that situation. Yeah. Awful from him. Hate to see that. That's probably going to be his last win in Ford Field, and last game in Ford Field, and he's going to win it after what they did to him in Green Bay to send him out of Green Bay. It felt like that was the perfect end of that. We were all so excited coming on the podcast. Lions didn't make the playoffs, but they kept Aaron out, and they picked him off 3 times or whatever it was. Kirby was owning him, and felt like. As Lions fans, we'd been hurt so many times, not only by the Packers, but just every team and the refs, all of that. It felt like, oh my God, the chapter is turning. We can't get hurt anymore. Aaron Rodgers can't hurt us anymore. Daddy Dan is keeping us safe now. We have somebody we can believe in. And then last year, or the year after that, they have a great run, NFC Championship. Then next year, 15-2, and a Commanders team runs into a buzzsaw there. But Now it's not so warm and fuzzy. Just doesn't feel that way, and I don't know what we go from here. I want to know what you thought about that Dan's body language there. That looked like a defeated man to me.
It did. It looks like he was hiding his knuckles. I'm sure he smashed some things. I'm sure he's very upset. And honestly, the only thing I can think of right now is the Dan quote, where it's. The Dan quote stolen from, I believe, Metallica, where it's, if you think you see a light at the end of the tunnel, that's a freight train coming right at you. And that's all I can think of for what's coming next is if we get any sort of good news, this might be something in disguise, something terrible.
How many, think about that quote. Does that quote describe this team?
Honestly, that might be the quote of this team. Honestly, wait, hold on. Ask me that question again.
Do you think the Lions team is a freight train coming at you right now?
The Lions 2025 season, yes. Sorry, flashback to Dan on, I believe, Hard Knocks. I think that's going to be a buried reference that nobody will get.
Somebody out there, all it takes is one, and if it's me, and if it takes me to be the one to remember, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with that, but now I recall, yes. The 2020, gosh, what was that, 2023 Lions? 2022 Lions?
Yeah, I was thinking 2023,
will be the team.
But it might be 2022.
Do you remember what he said, actually?
Yeah, I think it was something along the lines of the this year Detroit Lions will be the team that can and will. I think he eventually got there, but it took, till about now to get there.
It was yep, that was exactly the quote. It was couple camera cuts, and will.
I like that you have the behind the scenes producing into
absolutely. It. I got to bring what I can to the table here. Just doesn't seem like that seems like a distant memory now, and because it is, but just because I feel like I'm not suggesting that we're at the end of the sequence here by any stretch of the imagination. I think there's a lot of time coming for Dan Campbell and this offense and this team and whatever. I'm rambling. But if you think back to the beginning when we started this podcast and those moments in Hard Knocks, that gave us so much hope. So I guess now I'm kind of in a weird position where I'm like, I feel really good about next season. I think this season, for me, the expectations were make the playoffs and get bounced. And now it seems like it's going to be below that, which is tough because every season this last couple of years of this podcast, we've had pretty good results minus the Commanders game last season. That was probably the first time we'd been like below expectations. Fact of the matter of going the season before to the NFC Championship, so it's kind of a regression, I guess. And now I feel really good about next season, and the schedule that they will have will be better. I need to see it from this team. I need to see them get back to the grit and what Dan is all about. I don't see what was the serpent or the abyss drag you out to the abyss line that you like to quote so many times. That I have not seen that at all this season.
Yeah, this season it was more of we're either gonna like pound on you and like make this game a runaway, or we're gonna fold and then like maybe look like it's gonna be close, but we're really just kind of a chew toy where that means no harm. Yeah, my saying for this team is like the 2025 Lions are the teams that think they can and won't.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that kind of season. It absolutely was. We had it just didn't go the way we had all thought it would. It's just tough. Mitch also added this comment: Goff without perfect conditions doesn't have the physical tools to carry this team. And
yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's right on the mark there. We know the ceiling for Goff, and we know what it is, and we know what the floor is too, and it's not pretty. And when he doesn't have offensive linemen like what?
You mean cellar?
Cellar. Better than floor. What about bedrock?
Oh my God. Do you mean core?
The core, all the way to the core, baby.
Oh man. Question for you. How many coaches did we lose?
Are we counting the training staff as coaches?
No. Because or we'll just count them as one.
Okay, as a unit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's one there. I think Johnny Moe, I hope he's gone. I could see Dan being like, or maybe like give him a demotion to, well, kind of like what his role was before, which was like, I don't know, offensive assistant, not passing game coordinator, because that's what he was in Denver, I think. But maybe he stays on staff. So two, Calvin Shepard is safe, and I don't think there's any reason they should look at changing anything there. Casey Rogers with the defensive line, maybe there's some movement there. I felt pretty good about him in the start of the season. The lack of sacks and the lack of pressure in the middle of the season scratches my head a little bit. They had some pressure today, so maybe they look at Casey Rogers. Who else? Maybe, I don't know. Scotty Montgomery is out there. Can't touch him, I don't think. Obviously lost Antoine Randall last season. That was a big hurt. I think that's a big reason why Ben Johnson is having the success that he is in Chicago. Antoine Randall is, I think, overlooked and overshadowed the impact that he has. So, long answer there for you, but I wouldn't be surprised to see at least three gone.
Okay, let's set the number 5.
Oh, I don't know. The problem the questions I have with that is just because Dan is so like my guys type guys, like he's gonna give them a lot of room, I'm afraid.
That's fair, but I just feel like, you lose one or two, that's just like somebody you don't expect, like the tight ends coach, somebody you're just not seeing.
Yeah, right. I hear you, because it's a big tree. You go all the way down the line. So yeah, as far as quantity of coaches, there's several options. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll set the initial line at 5. If anybody's got some numbers you'd like us to set it at, let's hear it. Let's hear about it.
Yes, please, shareholders, voice your opinion. We appreciate your opinion, each and every one of you.
we don't have Mufasa. He's our line guy.
He is, and I don't even want to talk about the line. I'm sorry.
I said nothing. Nothing.
I can't believe this box score. The line's 364 yards through the air. Just how evenly spread out it was. 70 for JMO, 66 for Gibbs, 62 for Leaf, 54 for Brown, 52 for Tesla, adding another A to his last name. Shout out you. Ferkshire with 40, Zylstra with 20. It's just so even. It's a little jarring to me, but hey, I mean, passing game looked pretty good at times. Had its moments.
That to me sounds perfect. That sounds like Goff taking what the defense is giving him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing that strikes me about Goff, 34 of 54, 364, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 3 times, and all kind of in big moments, including a safety. But 54, yeah. We talked about it in the last episode. Anytime he's over 35, it means that the Lions probably lost. And so you get it above 50, it means guaranteed they lost. By the way, speaking of losses, should have mentioned this at the top, but the 15 games in a row on a streak of winning off of a loss, gone. Get it out of here. You know what? Just rip the Band-Aid off. Rip all of those things off. This is similar to when Goff had that interceptionless streak. Just get that thing away from us. Dan Campbell, never talk about it again. Lions, never talk about media, never talk about it again. It's fresh for the new season. We're not going to have that streak, and that's okay. Got to move on from it at some point.
Yeah, like you were saying, this is like the Matthew Stafford, the more you talk about it, the more likely it is to happen.
Absolutely. Jack Campbell had 16 tackles today.
Guy was all over the place.
That is in 7 of those solo tackles. That is insane that he had 16 tackles. It's not a number that you see quite often from anybody, let alone him.
Man, that's a guy you build around. If that's a guy that can get, a little smarter and start learning player tendencies, become like a Luke Kuechly type of linebacker. Oh man, that'll be nice to have long term.
Absolutely. Centerpiece to this team. Steelers with almost 500 yards of offense again, but only 29 points on the board. Time of possession, 34 to 25. 34:06 to 25:54. Big problem area there.
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't believe it's that close. I didn't think that the Lions touched the ball in the third quarter.
Barely. And they might as well not have. They didn't do anything. They had, -3 yards in the third quarter? Didn't have a first down?
It was a tough. I think they had 2 series, and they were both 3-and-outs.
So, Mitch was mentioning, he blamed 50% of this season on Ragnar retiring early, 25% on the training staff, I think is what I saw, 25% on the coaching staff. What do you agree with that?
I think I got to give a little more on the coaching staff, a little less on Ragnar. Got to give a little more to the office, on Brad Holmes not making more moves in free agency too.
We're good. How many times did we hear him say that? We're good.
Yeah, I like the guys that we have. I get it, but dude, not worth a conversation with some of these people. That's I think my biggest issue is they'll say that without even having the conversation. It's okay, right. I get it. You got to have a specific guy that's your thing, but maybe just have a conversation, right?
Yeah, to be so dead set on that mindset. If that's your mindset and you want to stick to it and it works, hey, we can't say anything about it. But it doesn't seem like it's working, especially when other teams who are more aggressive get it done. And yeah, of course you got to stick to your laurels. But man, yeah, maybe not so arrogant about it as well. That doesn't help matters.
Pretty good here.
Last I saw, 7-0. What's the score?
Still 7-0, but they're looking like an aggressive, competent football team, much better than they've looked in the last few weeks.
Yeah. Well, they're they know with the Steelers win today, they know what they have to do. They have to win out as well to keep pace with the Steelers and hope for some losses from the Steelers. I believe the Ravens and Steelers play again in 2 weeks. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, though, because the Ravens will play the Packers next week. Lions will have the Vikings, who, by the way, lost J.J. McCarthy with a hand injury again today. J.J. McCarthy has thrown, I think, like 20 passes the whole season. Pretty close. It's about the limited action he's had. So the Lions may be facing a backup. And like you said, Andrew, wouldn't be surprised if we see Goff pop up on the injury report this week on a short week. Mind you, they play again Thursday on Christmas. Merry Christmas, shareholders. I couldn't I couldn't think of a worse time to have a short week right now.
I looked over at the Lady Lion as we were getting stomped on early in this game and said, "You want to take a stab at when we play this next game too?" And I say we as if I'm on this squad and I've got to make the short turnaround. To my surprise, she guessed Christmas Eve. And I said, no. It's actually ho, 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 Christmas Day, exclusively on Netflix that we can't even watch.
Nice. Well, at this point, you probably don't want to.
No, I'm good. I don't want to be throwing nog at my TV on Christmas Day.
Just put on Dan Miller. That's all you need.
Honestly, he can soothe the soul. It's like getting the Grinch, but listening to the narrator as well. It makes it a little more palatable.
Yes, palatable. Great words. And I liked your ho 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 to no no no. Or wait, no 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 to ho ho ho. That was seemingly serendipitous, and I liked it a lot. So thank you for that. We've talked enough about this game, but we just kind of wanted to obviously jump on and just spew and word vomit everything we could get out of here to kind of give us some therapy session here. Last thing about the fourth downs is, you're right, Andrew. It seems like revisionist history, of course, but you look back at that 49ers game in the NFC Championship and the opportunities to take points today, to take points this season. Everybody loved the fourth downs last season, myself included. Love it. I love the edge that they gave themselves last year. Aggressive. Last couple of years, Dan Campbell, that's his thing. That's what he's got to do. If it's him, he's got to be him. This season, it just felt like he hit that button too many times and he mashed it to the point where the button is broken. And we've touched on it in the past about the offensive line. Last year, you could get those 3, 2, 1, however many yards pretty simply with the offensive push that you were getting on that offensive line. And it was very clear that wasn't working this season. And I don't have the fourth down percentage off the top of my head, but it was not good this season. Real bad. Like, not even kind of bad, like real bad.
Yeah, and a big contributor was Montgomery last year to the high fourth down success rate, along with Amon-Ra on the third downs, which, more failed third downs are going to lead to more fourth downs. Amon-Ra dropping a lot of third down passes this year. But speaking of Monty, do we think he's even going to be on the squad next year? I mean, that's something to think about in the offseason.
Absolutely. That's another name out there. Long term you're not going to be able to keep him and Gibbs, whether or not that's this season. I was trying to remember his contract because he signed an extension a year or two ago, I believe. So he signed a 2-year extension for $18 million. So annual salary of $9 million. He is on this team next season, confirmed. However, I mean, he's still under contract, I should say, on this team. But it looks like breaking news. I'm reading this clearly right off of Spotrac. I see here they have a potential out. I guess this is a team out in 2025, a 1 year. They could shut down the 2-year extension that they gave him and get him out early and save themselves $8.9 million and $12 million dead cap. So I don't know whether Montgomery, I mean, you could see two sides of that, right? Keep him for the chemistry that they have between Sonic and Knuckles. By the way, haven't heard that nickname in a while. Wonder why. And
There's nothing coming out.
well, and it just hasn't been that this season. It's been, I don't know. I wish I had more cleverness right now, a better nickname for this duo this season. And it's not a lot on them. It's been the offensive line and the scheme. But all that to say, you could see them trying to get value out of Monty right now while he's still youngish and try to get value out of him to a team that needs a running back. So I could see that going either way. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I agree too, especially with his lower usage this year. He even got brought up in a press conference last week, I think, asking about his decreased workload this year, and he's talking about how Monty's a pro and just handles it, goes to work, blah blah blah. So yeah, I could definitely see him trying to get some value out of it. They didn't capitalize on the Decker value. Maybe they're just kind of revisionist history on that there too. So maybe we'll improve this offseason.
You'd hope. We'll see.
Good news is just bought a bunch of booze for Christmas. So, and like you're saying, it's okay. It's okay to wake up and drink in the holiday season. It's okay, folks.
Sounds like you're already on PTO.
I'm not yet, but I'm ready to go.
Okay, not on PTO, but ready to go. I like it. I got 2 more days myself. 2 more days, and then we hit the road, and then we hit the air. I won't give out the tail number, though.
Oh, God, we were close to folks. I'll try to ask him later. We'll sneak it in.
I'm on Beep Airlines. There you go. That's all I'll say.
United.
No. I'm not going to play this game, but no. Not United. We can cross that one off the list.
Spirit.
No Spirit. We don't do that. I did Allegiant once upon a time. That's a discount airline. They do okay work.
They got planes.
They do. Confirmed. Not many though. If they don't have a plane for you, they don't have one that day. You're staying the night. Detroit's. Any guesses on what Detroit? I believe this isn't updated for today. After today, but any guesses on what Detroit's 4th down percentage completion or a conversion rate on 4th down was this year?
27.
No, I would have thought it would be that low. It's actually 55%.
Wow, okay.
I thought it was much lower. I do think there was a stat. I can't recall what CBS popped up. Maybe you remember, but like on 4th down and longer than so many yards or 4th down in less than 3 yards or something like that, they're like 20%, 23%.
That's crazy.
Last season they were at 69% conversion rate.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a nice year last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, way better than the 67%.
Yeah. Did you hear about that? The old 6-7 jokes. January 1st, there's going to be a great awakening. This is what the kids are saying. There's going to be a great awakening, and that anybody that uses a 6-7 joke after January 1st is uncool.
So you're saying we're actually getting the rapture?
Yeah. Yep. A 6-7 rapture.
Okay. Hey. We've all been waiting for it, folks. It's the rapture.
Super Bowl before we perish, we all hope, we all hope that happens at some point. Felt like it was going to be maybe this season or the last one or the one before it.
What, the rapture?
No, the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were just being tested again.
You could look at it like that.
Toughest battles and all. Greatest soldiers.
Gritty soldiers at that, I might add.
Yep.
I think we've talked far enough. If Mitch were here, he would have been done 20 minutes ago. He would have done his rant and then stayed quiet. But
he would have logged off and not said anything. You kidding me?
Well, when has he ever done that?
Don't start with me.
He's sick of me. Folks. We've been doing this podcast for I think we're over 200 episodes now, which is just insane.
You know what? Mitchell's right. I need to update the old LinkedIn. That's a skill.
Yes. What are you doing? Where have you been? Yeah, we thought when we started this, that we would coincidentally link it up with the Lions turnaround, and that started year one. I think the Lions were like 0-6, and then they made that march to end the season so strong, almost snuck into the playoffs, and then the following season, NFC Championship appearance. Following season, 15-2, divisional round bounce. This season, 8-7, 2 games left. Any thoughts on the last 2? You think they win these last 2? You think they lose one or lose 2?
I couldn't care less.
Would it bother you? Would it bother you though? I agree. Would it bother you though if they finish below 500?
No.
Doesn't
Nope.
change your viewpoint.
Doesn't change my opinion on not making the playoffs.
All right. Okay. All right. I agree.
I think honestly at this point, what you're looking at is developing some guys, getting Frazier in there, hopefully Manu, getting him some more snaps, and seeing these guys that are going to be on the team next year, or these guys that you're really not sure of if you want to keep them around next year, kind of look at them again.
Yeah. A lot of pieces on the offense are all in place, so there's not a lot of excuses on the offense. A lot of that's got to fall on the coaching staff, offensive coordinator Dan. I'm looking at those guys for most of the issues that I'm seeing. It's not been the players, although obviously they're the ones on the field. But to me, it starts with the coaching staff, and that's what the biggest turnaround we need this offseason is. And build through the draft. Get some offensive linemen. You don't really see a ton of offensive line move in free agency trades, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a move there too. We'll touch more on that. We'll talk more on that when we get a clearer head, because my head's not exactly clear right now. I can admit that. We did not get our turnover counter. We had one today, but we did not. We're just gonna stop talking about the turnover counter. Bam player, exactly. Bam player of the week. I don't have one. You have Jacob Bates.
Almost did Josh Bates, just for you. Yeah, I mean, wish we could have seen him a little more today. At least 2 more times.
Yep, I agree. He scared us with that kick too. Did you see that one go? Yep.
No, I wasn't worried.
Looked like it was pin seeking that pole.
That was, take it easy. That was legitimately the least uneasy I felt that entire game.
Yeah, that's saying something. Makes you wonder too if who is it Boswell, the kicker for the Steelers?
Yep.
If he would have made that to make it an 8-point game, would the Lions have gone down and say they scored? Would they have gone for 2? Or obviously they'd go for 2, but would they have converted on a 2-point conversion? Do you think?
Yeah, I don't think the Lions could have stopped anything there. But do you think that Romo felt pretty stupid when they were making the jokes? Oh, pretty clear day out here today in Detroit. And then he boinks one off the uprights from 30 yards out. You think they felt pretty stupid then?
After he hammered one from 59 earlier in the game, just so cleanly, and then misses the short one. Yeah, jinx. A jinx. Yeah. I can't say anything about making the jokes about Ford Field because I've made those jokes, so I don't want to say anything there. But yeah. And how about we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the fact that DK Metcalf punched a fan.
Oh my God. I was so mad about this game that I forgot about that.
Right.
And before we get into this, I was talking about how Baltimore looked good and aggressive. Since then, the Pat Riots have scored, somehow gotten the ball back, and are threatening to score again. So that's where we're at. One, I don't know what was happening because they were in a blue wig holding the DK Metcalf jersey, and the people around them didn't really react like it was a bad thing that Metcalf did, which makes me feel like that guy said something pretty audacious to him. But also because he had it almost seemed like it's somebody undercover that personally knew Metcalf or was sent by somebody that knew Metcalf. And I don't know, maybe Metcalf had some money. I think we need the tinfoil hat's coming on for this one. I think we need a deeper investigation. Something crazy happened.
Yeah, there's obviously more to that story. I told you guys, fan was probably a dipshit, but how can you just punch a fan and nobody saw it besides the CBS cameras, and oh well, because the refs didn't see it. What? Huh?
What an explanation, huh? Because we didn't see it, that then we have no authority of it over it. So you're telling me you can just flat out knock somebody unconscious. It doesn't matter if it's a player or a fan at this point. Hell, it could be a ref. Didn't see it.
If a tree falls in the wood, does it make a noise? So
exact scenario.
If Aaron Rodgers pulls out a sniper rifle and shoots somebody, but the refs didn't see it, he can keep playing?
How about this? He tore his Achilles, but nobody saw it. Did he tear his Achilles?
If a player gets hit in the head and has a concussion, but the refs didn't see it and the neurologist didn't pull him out, did it happen?
Did it happen? No, it's not on their conscience.
If ESPN.com says the Steelers won 29-24, did it happen?
Or did Jared Goff score a touchdown at the end of that game?
And look like an absolute buffoon doing it.
I don't know if that's the case. Let's take it back a bit. We were just having some fun, and now it's into a dark place again.
Personal shots coming out. Vanilla Vic through the air looked like a little bit like John Elway's infamous touchdown where he...
Oh man, the helicopter.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like that. I thought, wow, that would have been a fun, iconic moment that would have landed in Detroit lore, and yet here we are.
Oh, nope, we're on the other side of that coin.
And when has that not ever been the case?
I mean, take back the fake snap Matthew Stafford that they probably would have been like, well, we thought he snapped it, so it's a dead ball. Right. I'm still shocked that they haven't replayed the clocks on that one and want to replay that down to this day.
You're so right, my friend. You are so right. What a moment, too. Wasn't that the game where Stafford dislocated his shoulder?
I don't know if that was the same game. Was it?
Because there was two times like an infamous or a moment like that happened. Dallas game at home and Browns game at home. Browns game is when he dislocated his shoulder.
I think Dallas is when he fake snapped.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it was a different one. I
think Browns game, he threw a pass, and then his shoulder popped out again on the pass. The mic'd up, one of the best mic'd ups of all time.
Yeah. So the only thing that I learned from the DK thing, just to go back to it too, is like the malice of the palace, the refs for sure saw that contact, right?
Had to, and even if they didn't, I mean, like there's pretty good evidence of it. It's not like somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh my God, I was sitting next to this guy and he got punched by DK and CBS didn't catch it." CBS was all over that, and the NFL. I don't get it.
I mean, can you imagine the ref looking up at the jumbo screen and going, "Hey, holy shit, DK just punched somebody in the stands." All right, first down.
Wind it.
That was a perfect. Nobody's going to crash their car, but that was a perfect whistle.
Thank you. Mark that down, Tommy. Perfect whistle on a not so perfect episode. And not to mention, shout out to the YouTube for one of these, Derek Harmon with the bird.
Oh my God. What didn't happen in this game?
What a wild game for so many reasons. These are the things that can only happen in a Lions game. These things don't happen in other games. Granted, on a week that the Seahawks and Rams had one of the craziest finishes, 2-point conversion with a fumble recovery, backwards pass, that was wild too. But
you're forgetting the Bears-Packers.
Bears-Packers was also wild, but like in a different kind of wild, I guess.
Yeah. The Lady Lion didn't believe me because she also watched it happen. Didn't believe me. I said, "Was that guy just tossing the bird there?" She said, "No, that couldn't have been what he was doing." And you know me and technology and TVs, I couldn't get the rewind back to that spot. It was just an impossible task to be done. I asked quite a few people, you included. I don't think I was taking crazy pills there.
Brian Branch does that. He's ejected.
Gone.
Bless you. Got to sneeze in the studio here.
From another country.
yeah, Brian Branch does any of the following acts, he would have been ejected, and we would have not heard the end of it.
There would have been a Ryan Clark hit piece on him.
Oh, for sure.
Jeez, not my NFL.
You're talking about Louis Riddick?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Ryan Clark
where's
got
Mitch?
caught in the crosshairs.
Well, where's Mitch? when
He's
you need
had
him?
he's had some tough articles here as of late.
He-
So
absolutely. You're not wrong, my friend. You're absolutely right. Yeah, the
you
bird.
could just insert name. You could get either one of those.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
They're
Both
both
working for ESPN. Oh gosh, there was one other thing about flipping the bird. Oh, did you catch what Nance and Romo said about it?
Probably just like a good giggle. Oh, he's just joshing out there having fun with friends.
It was probably the most awkward moment I've ever heard especially in a crew that is so solid with Jim Nance, who's like, like Mr. Professional, right? He was like, "What was that?" And Tony, I don't know if Tony saw it, but he was like, they totally caught them off guard. Totally caught them off guard. And to watch them fumble through it was funny.
Well, you know what didn't catch Nance off guard was them giving the obituary in memoriam to their coworker, and I don't remember his name. He seemed incredibly insincere. You know what? This isn't me being upset about the loss. This is just me talking. He seemed incredibly insincere, and I think he should redo it.
I know what you're referring to because I saw the picture come up on the screen. Don't recall what I heard from. Are you referring to Nance or Romo in this situation?
Nance.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear it, so I can't speak to it, but I'll take your word for it. We're in the trust tree here. Okay, let's get out of here. Before we do that, halftime capsules from one Mufasa. Oh,
frustrating day at the office.
Mufasa's voice has changed.
Season continues. Inability to run the ball on offense has been a problem.
Shout out to the dog.
Defense was playing well up until that point. Should be at least 10-6, not 10-10, but here we are. Situationally, unsharp, not catching any breaks. Been the story of the season, and it continues today. Shout out to IT for a touchdown. Shout out to Hutch. Shout out to Ferkser. I hardly know her. Those guys playing well. Rocky Scene on the other side of the ball. But inability to run the ball has really stifled the offense. Going to need to be able to run better in the second half, put up some more points, lower scoring than I think we thought. Game has had everything, as Lions games mostly do. Bird from Harmon, caught live on TV, no repercussions. A punch from DK on a fan, no repercussions. And earwax celebration from St. Brown. I've got to go manage this dog. He's going crazy. Lions got to manage the second half. I think they grind it out, but man, it's got to be better than this. Complimentary football would be nice to see. Haven't seen it much this season, though. Let's go Lions.
Halftime capsule. Let's be tied with the Steelers. Offense doesn't look good. Can't convert in the red zone. Good job, Anzalone. You bum.
I feel for him. I really do. That is a defeated man, and I my heart goes out to him right now. He's in a tough spot.
Here we are, halftime capsule, tied with the Steelers, 10-10. Should be up 13, not 10. I mean, maybe 6. It's official. Nothing good can ever happen to the Lions in the NFL this year. And hopefully it's just contained to this year at this point because, again, I don't know. I'm at a low. If we smashed the panic button, if we were hiding it, I've like smashed it into a million pieces. It's that smashed. Offense finally got some rhythm going. Tesla adding another A to the end of his name. Good on ya. Defense, you did get a sack. You had some momentum going. Things were looking bright, and then the Titanic hit an iceberg, and it's not looking good. I think currently the front bow is in the air, not quite snapped in half, but people are abandoning ship. So here's the look into the second half. Let's go Lions.
Beautiful work from all three of us there.
To hit another Titanic reference, I feel like we are the musicians aboard playing as the ship goes down.
Feels like that, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. We're the ones getting dragged to the abyss.
It's gone full circle.
Yep.
Why are the podcasters the one that are hurt? Why are the fans hurt?
Caught in the crosshairs, man.
Absolutely, just like Ryan Clark was there earlier, a few moments ago. We should get you out of here, shareholders. We know you got Christmas and things going on. Word of note, we will not be back to preview the Vikings-Lions game, not because of the results of this one, but because of schedules. We're not going to have a walkthrough Wednesday. And we're not going to have a recap of the Lions-Vikings either. Again, not because of the outcome today, but because of schedules. A lot of travels for all three of us. It's going to be hard to do, but we'll try to get like a mini-sode out at some point, mobile mini-sode, and do the pigskin spin to update you on that, because it's getting down to the wire with 2 weeks left. And we'll touch on that in a moment. But thank you, shareholders, for being here on an episode that was all over the place, and a day that was all over the place, and a week that was all over the place. So watch us on YouTube, like, subscribe. I don't even know anymore, Tommy. I can't do all of them. But thank you, and Merry Christmas to all your shareholders. And pigskin spin update before we get you out of here. Mufasa, 18-10. Both results are in. With the Bengals win, he got a win there. With the Packers loss, he lost there. Finds himself at 18-10. Papa B, 15-11. He is null right now because both of his games are outstanding. He's got the Colts tomorrow night against the 49ers, and he got the Pat Riots tonight in a game that is currently 10-7. Pat Riots right before the half. And then myself, got a big win with the Hawks in overtime. It's feeling pretty good. 14-13. Now 14-14. Cardinals let me down. Wasn't in the cards. Shout out Mitch. So there you go. Papa B with 2 wins between the Patriots and the Colts could be 1 game back of Mufasa. But of course, both those games still outstanding. Closing the gap for the visuals out there. That's what he just mouthed to the YouTubers, the YouTube watchers, the YouTube shareholders, if you will. Oh, Papa B, anything else before we go?
If you're listening to this around Christmas time, cheers, future you.
Yes, of
and
course.
everyone else.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Cheers and happy holiday cheer. We're sorry. We're sorry it has to be this way. Not our fault.
It's a sad day.
Yeah, and this was going to sting for a while just because of the way this season was. Look, if they made the playoffs, I didn't have high expectations. Wasn't feeling like they were going to make a run. But yeah, got to be healthier, got to be sharper, got to get back to the basics, rip this season to shreds, and start fresh next season. Some new faces in the building and the coaching staff as well as the players. We'll touch more on that in a later episode about what we see for the future and see for the draft and see for the NFL playoffs. But till our next episode, thank you, shareholders. Merry Christmas. We're sorry it's this way. Until next time, let's go Lions.
Meow.